Welcome back to Not Real Fishing, everybody, and today it's a very overcast day, which is good because I went on the boat with my uncle yesterday and got a tiny bit of sun. I didn't really get sunburned, but I don't want to get even more sunburned today. We're gonna try to fish before the rain comes down because it's supposed to rain a lot today, and today is Mother's Day, so I can't be out too much. But the plan is I'm going to probably use, which in my opinion is the easiest fly to fish with when you're learning to fish fly fishing, especially if you're fishing with tenkara, and that's poppers. I think topwater poppers are really good for learning how to cast because, for starters, they're kind of heavy, so it's easy to gauge whenever you have your line loaded, when your line's not loaded. They can be a little tricky in the wind, I will say that, but if it's a fairly calm day, it's not too bad. Then they have good results, and there's nothing more rewarding than learning how to cast, and then when you actually make the cast, it's like, wow, I got it out there. And then you just do it again and again and again. It's good for practice, but it's more fun when you get it out there. You can see where your fly is at all times because they're bigger, they're easier to see. You know, over time you learn a little bit about line management. It's easier to remember where a smaller fly is, whereas a popper, it floats so well, even if your line management isn't the best, you can still see where it is and you can still give it nice little bits of action. And then when you get that first topwater strike and you actually set the hook and you catch one, it's topwater. It's like dry fly fishing. There's a reason why it's so popular. There's nothing like a fish on a dry fly, and to me, just the popper, like popping bugs, is the dry fly version of pan fishing. Like, there's just nothing like having fish come up and suckle on a popper. It's just so satisfying. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have varying sizes. I have smaller ones, and I've also got some ones that are a little bit larger. I do have some bass poppers as well, but I probably won't be breaking the bass ones out. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I might break them out. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna get to this pond. We've been here before, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the water. We're gonna fish the one. This is the one by the food line, and hopefully we're gonna catch a few bass. Because there's bluegill there too, but hopefully we're gonna catch a few bass. There's a few nice ones that I've hooked and then missed, because last time we came here with poppers with my girlfriend, I don't know if I made a video of that yet, but last time I came with those poppers, I got a lot of hookups, but I lost a lot of fish because those poppers were very, very old, and they were in my car. They've been in there for like 2 years, and like the styrofoam had melted and then reformed, and they weren't the best. So hopefully with these new poppers that I bought, we'll have a little bit better action. So yeah, I'll meet you guys at the water. All right guys, we've made it to the water. There's a little bit of rain starting, so we don't have too much time. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight to the imago. The wind is in our face this time, whereas last time it was at our back, which doesn't really make a difference to me. With this heavier line, the wind's so light, it should be fine. It might affect our castability a bit, but other than that, it should be fine. I'm not seeing a lot of fish feeding on top, as I just watched one feed on top. But, ooh, oh no, I need to clean this thing. Y'all hear that? That sounds terrible. Okay. So for poppers, it's kind of an overcast day, so I'm trying to decide if I want to go with a brighter one or a darker one. I have 12 colors. I'm thinking, I'm gonna do chartreuse and white. So those of you who don't know what a popper is, this is a freshwater popper. It's just got these wiggly legs. And I like these smaller ones because they tend to get the hook more. Whereas I find with some of the ones that you get, like Walmart sells poppers, but I find they make the body very bulbous. And the body kind of blocks off the hook point a little bit. And it makes it hard to actually set the hook because it pushes the hook out of the fish's mouth. So when you're buying poppers, that's something to look out for. Use my line clearer here. This thing's all kind of gunked up. And the reason I'm going with chartreuse, I would go with blue, but they didn't have any blue ones in stock, or I would have, is because we get a lot of damselflies this time of the year that are in dragonflies. But chartreuse is almost always a good color, and I find white is also very effective in this area that I live in. So yeah, this is what we're going to start with, and hopefully we can catch a fish before the rain starts. And like I said, poppers are satisfying because you just kind of cast them out, let them sit, and you just leave them alone for a minute, or you give them action depending on how they want it. Sometimes they want a lot of action, sometimes they want almost none. I'm going with a smaller one than I normally would go with here. Just because I want to target panfish as well, like that one I just missed. There we go. Like a little bluegill. Yep. Little gill. See, he actually missed the hook. I went in his eyeball. There we go. Little bluegill. And just like that, the rain starts. Alright guys, we're switching to a slightly larger one. This is what I really think of when I think of a popper. This is like the medium size of them, whereas the first one was the smaller size, which it doesn't make as much noise. And it's good if you're just like dragging underneath the surface, but it doesn't make any noise like this one does. See, it makes a little. Which is why it works so well. You just kind of get your line somewhat tight, give it a little twitch, let it sit. Get your line tight, give it a little twitch. The thing about poppers is you have to wait a second to set the hook. That's a turtle. Turtle's trying to eat my popper here. Now you can fish these just straight retrieve and not let it sit. Alright guys, we're switching to a slightly larger one. This is what I really think of when I think of a popper. This is like the medium size of them, whereas the first one was the smaller size, which it doesn't make as much noise. And it's good if you're just like dragging underneath the surface, but it doesn't make any noise like this one does. See, it makes a little, which is why it works so well. You just kind of get your line somewhat tight, give it a little twitch, let it sit. Get your line tight, give it a little twitch. Thing about poppers is you have to wait a second to set the hook. That's a turtle. Turtle's trying to eat my popper here. Now you can fish these just straight retrieve and not let it sit. See, he missed it. But see, it's still there. He might come back for it if you just let it sit and make some noise. Just takes a little bit of patience. I'm trying to cover my battery bay. If they don't come for it, you can always recast and drag it across again. Didn't even mean to catch that little guy. And he's gone. Got a little bass here, but he's got us all wrapped up in a pile of grass. Come here, dude. See? It's just so satisfying when you finally get one with a popper. Little baby bass. But I'll take it for a rainy day. I will take it. Now I know there's bigger ones than that in here. I've seen them, I've hooked them, but I haven't caught them yet. Now I will say you have to be careful when buying poppers because sometimes the hooks they come on aren't the best, especially the ones from Walmart. They're very thin hooks and they don't tend to last very long, and they'll bend out on you, especially when you don't have a drag system like you do with a traditional fly rod setup. But that's only an issue if you catch really big fish. Now I do have a bigger popper than this, which I might switch to, just to see if we can get some of these bigger bass to bite. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's more of a frog pattern. So I'm gonna put on this bigger popper and I'm gonna give that a try to really try to get a reaction bite. The popper we're putting on now It's sort of the same color, but like I said, it's more of a frog coloration with like stippling, and I'll show it to you. Did I just drop one? So this is the one we're going to switch to. It's a really big popper. This is a bass popper, since the bigger hook. Hopefully this is going to get him angry. My leader's a little short now for what I should be using for a popper. I don't have enough flex in it. Look at the little duck. Yo, what up, girl? How you doing? Oh, I don't have any bread. If that's what you're after, I don't have any bread. I'm sorry, I got poppers. Probably saw the bag and thought I had food. Just minding her own business. Just gonna go for a swim, huh? Or did you just not see me at all? Not a care in the world. I promise you it's not bread, I'm sorry. I'm a slacker. And she's off. Alright, let's see if we can get this bass nice and angry and riled up enough to eat this big popper. As you guys can see, probably it throws a lot more water. Really hoping there was a bigger bass over here that was hungry. So far, no luck. Oh boy. Oh, get out the grass. Oh, we're in trouble, guys. Gotta get him out the grass. If I can get a hold of the line, we might be all right. Let's see. We don't want to lose tension. All right, I got the line. Maybe we can get it out. I think we lost this bass. Oh, come on, dude. Let it swim a minute. Maybe it'll pull us out. Come on, bass. It's gonna let it sit a minute, guys. I don't know if we still have the bass on there at all. Just gonna let this sit a minute. Maybe they'll swim out. I don't want to get my shoes off to go in there. This is only a 6-pound test. Just gonna let this sit for a minute. I have a feeling we lost this bass and we're just snagged on the grass. Guess it's time to roll our pant legs up and get out there, because I don't want to lose my popper and all that. But I also don't want to get my feet wet, but I mean, it is what it is. We don't have to go too far out there, hopefully. Oh, it's just squishy. Oh, that's cold. Ooh, that is cold. All right, guys. Let's see if we can get out there to it without sinking down too deep. It gets deep fast, so. We're almost to it. Come on. Almost got to him. Am I still recording? I am. You guys probably can't see much. Oh, there we go. Oh. Well, we got our feet wet, but we got him. Whoo-wee. The biggest one so far out of this pond. Oh yeah, he wasn't going nowhere. Look at that hook set. Hooked through his cheek twice. Dude, you ain't going nowhere. Sorry, dude, I'm trying to get a good angle on that thing. There we go. Not a bad bass, guys. Not bad at all. Had to get my feet wet to get him, but what you think? Huh, Mother Goose? What do you think? Not bad? Not bad, right? Not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna, I guess, try to release him somewhere gentle. I guess right here is as good a place as any. I'd like to throw him out past the grass a little bit, but he should be able to get it. Yeah, he got him way out there. Yeah, there he goes. Cool. And that hit, man, y'all saw. As soon as I hit the water, he sunk it. Didn't have to do any action, no nothing. But we got him. Wouldn't mind catching a few more that way. I didn't want to throw him too far out there. Our line's a little stretched. We should probably change it, but the chances of us catching any more bigger than that probably aren't very high, because that was a pretty lucky catch, to be honest. Especially with the way he hit it like that. I mean, that's something out of a movie, the way he came up and ate it and then just, I mean, he crushed it. I mean, that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm not messing with you, Mama Goose. I promise. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. It was a little bit, it went better than I thought it was. I wish we would have got more than just, what, 2? Or is it 3? Yeah, we got 2 little bass and a little bluegill. I was hoping it would have went better than that, but at the same time, I'm not complaining. I had a good time. Feet are still a little slimy feeling, but other than that, it was a good trip. So I'm gonna go home, wash my feet, and yeah, hope you guys have a great Mother's Day, and make sure you thank your moms for creating you and bringing you into this world. And yeah, that's about it. I wish I had more time to fish, but the rain's picking up and all that good stuff. So yeah, y'all take it easy.